On street corners and roads, billboards like this one stand high. This eye-catching message of prophecy will probably speak to many hearts, but the decision whether or not to look for the said prophecy lies with the individual. The internet, newspapers, radio and TV stations are flooded with announcements of prophets, brothers, pastors and makers of miracles of all kinds.
It's a new phenomenon, especially with the arrival of the Pentecostal movement, which emphasizes signs, miracles and wonders. And the emphasis, for example, of prophecy, where someone can tell you what is taking place right now or what is about to happen. And people are desperate.
And every day, believers in multitudes flock these mushrooming churches. It's a Saturday afternoon and we are visiting controversial Pastor Aloysius Bujingo's House of Prayer Ministries International Church in Chikoni, a backwater Kampala suburb. This is fast becoming one of the biggest prayer places in Kampala.
3,000 to 5,000 per day in the lunch hour. Sunday service, not less than 15,000.
Women, men and children of different tribes, religions and ages are here. This woman is one of the regular worshippers at Pastor Bujingo's Canaan Center. She first came here after she listened to Pastor Bujingo praying over the radio. They may all be believers, but not everyone is here for the same purpose. This gathering is just a reflection of the mushrooming churches that attract multitudes. The leadership in many of the churches did not want us to film at their premises. In layman's understanding, this is just a quest for good. But what explains the new trend of new churches commanding such huge members, most of them female?
People are thirsty for God. They are looking for God. They are looking for a solace. They are looking for something which can fill the vacuum which is within them.
There are lots of challenges. There are lots of needs.
Dr. Pade Musana, a senior lecturer of religion studies at Makerere University, explains that this trend is a reflection of the modern times.
I am sick, and when I go to the traditional church, it may not be that they will offer me solace or care or in terms of praying for me. And there is, in quotes, a new revelation, or for example, to do with healing, which is found in the Bible, and some people are running with that.
Most of the worshippers in the new churches were previously in the traditional churches, Catholic and Protestant. The rise of Pentecostal churches in Uganda began in the 1950s. When he took power in 1971, President Idi Amin banned the Pentecostals. When he was ousted in 1979, the liberalization and restoration of freedom of worship paved way for more churches to emerge, and the trend has continued to date.
It is really okay for people to seek God, especially in a world where everyone is trying to find a solution to their problems. But some of these churches must be questioned. Are they pastors trying to make a penny out of their flock? Or are they prophets in the analogy of wolves putting on sheepskin?
These churches emphasize the performance of miracles and the prosperity gospel.
And you are told, if you give 100, you will get 100-fold. So you go and bet. Perhaps you'll get, if you give 100, you will get 100 times 100. So quick money.
The place of God is the place where solace must be found. It's very bad to go looking for solace and then find a thief.
Dr. Musana argues that the hard economic times could force many people to flock the churches.
People are sick. I mean, medical care is very expensive. And here it is that you are called upon to just have faith.
Other than women, the youth also form a significant number of the worshippers in these new churches.
If you are talking about challenges, it is women. and they need help.
There are many well-meaning pastors running the new churches, but many have also turned out to be conmen. About 8 years ago, self-styled flashy pastor William Mwanguzi, more known as Pastor Chiwedde, ran a popular church in Namulanda on Entebbe Road. He then suddenly disappeared and was arrested for allegedly committing crimes in DR Congo. Shortly after, he was convicted for impersonation, posing as a Catholic priest and organizing a charismatic renewal prayer service where he extorted money from the faithful. On 17th March 2000, Uganda witnessed an apocalypse, the Chibwetere massacre, where about 1,000 cult believers in Kanungu district burnt to ashes in a church on claims that they would go to heaven. Dr. Musana says this was a case of religious extremism, which could reoccur if the emergence of churches is not well regulated.
Today we hear of the man of God, and the man of God, whatever he says is final. That needs to be checked.
But God is not a son of man to lie. He will punish whoever masquerades as his servant, whereas he's not.
Bishop Joshua Rwere is the overseer of the National Fellowship of Born-Again Pentecostal Churches in Uganda. It's one of the umbrella associations of Pentecostals in the country. He is also worried about the mushrooming churches.
Jesus himself warned about it. During his day, there's so many people who are in sheep's clothing, but they are ravening wolves.
Bishop Rwere says they could do something as leaders, but their hands are tied.
There are people that personally I think that is a cult, that's a cult, but I have no right to stop them because the Constitution gives them power to exist. Without my, even government can't stop them unless what they do is criminal.
In a situation where even the authorities feel incapacitated, the onus is on the individual to pick out con artists who pass off as men or women of God. Gertrude Tumusiime Uwitware, NTV.